There it is. An engine and transmission that way. Boy, it's hard telling. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it'd be. And the thing is, it's so heavy, I had to have this on the very last setting, well, second to the last, for 1 ton, and it still wanted to tip over. Used a cable strap, big heavy duty strap, got around the whole thing so I could pick it up nice and level, and it worked out pretty decent. I'll probably do something a little different going back in though. Maybe one of them cranky, you know, the cranky deals. Well, we'll see. Left everything on the motor that I could leave on it. Left everything on the car that had to leave on the car. Got everything marked. Everything's marked where it goes for the most part. Some stuff's self-explanatory, of course, but a couple vacuum lines that go to the intake, I had to know which ones went where. Temp sending unit. And there it is. I can actually push the car around by myself now, but before I couldn't. It wasn't no way. I've got some degreaser on here soaking. I'm getting ready to wash it down with the hose, wash the garage floor down with the hose, and spray it all out here. This is some new age cleaner. It's really cheap. And I don't know, because it's the first time I'm trying it, I hear that it works even better than the gunk engine cleaner crap that you buy. And I'll tell you, you may not have heard of this, and we're going to find out if it works for the crap or not. But I'm sure it does, because my friend Pete told me this. I got 2 cans on right here. I've got a third for, you know, for touching up if I want. So I'm going to let it sit. I might even read the directions and see how long it's got to sit. So at least we're outside. It's I don't know, 60, 65, February 10th or 11th. It's Saturday, so whatever day that is. So we got a good day for this. Had a good day. Worked out pretty well. Took me about an hour to get everything disconnected, an hour and a half, and had her yanked out. Here's the tools you need to pull a 62 Cadillac 390N transmission. Simple hand tools, some tape, Sharpie, brake clean for when I make a mess on the car. I want to keep my oil and petroleum products down and cleaned up best I can. I've got a paint in here. I've kept my hands off the car all day long. I haven't touched my primer. Lots of this. That's rust penetrant. I've got some rusty stuff, some power steering lines that were froze up. I have the heat riser deal that was froze up. It's soaking in some vinegar, so we'll see if that loosens all that up. But there you go. Not a big deal. It reminds me of when I was a teenager and even younger, doing this stuff at home, in people's driveways or in a yard on some grass, rolling around underneath the car, getting dirty. And you know, I used an air ratchet a couple times for the cross member stuff, but I wanted to be careful. All this stuff is real rusty. I don't want to break something off that I can't fix, or it's really hard to fix. I got enough to do. Well, there we go. Let's get this rinsed off, see what it looks like. Well, here's what it looks like. I did take a Scotch-Brite pad and kind of go over the flatter areas, and the more I scraped that out with a scraper. It was pretty gooky, but look, yeah, it's pretty clean. Still some cleaning to do. Now it's good enough now that I can spray some lacquer thinner on there with another Scotch-Brite pad and keep cleaning it up. I'll pull everything off the firewall that I want to pull off. The booster, Probably not the wiper motor, and probably not the AC box. Probably work around all that. Make it nice and as clean as I can. Mask it all off and paint it along with the rest of the body. Get all this grease off best I can. I don't want any of this getting blown into my paint and causing fish eyes and all that stuff. So I think I'll soak it down with some lacquer thinner. That'll take some of that paint off too. There you go. Pretty excited. We're getting there. We get all this prepped up and done. We'll wet sand everything, get everything prepped up, fix any imperfections that I find, and we're going to be spraying some paint. Yeah. Alright. Well, got all my surface rust cleaned up really good. Good old drill and wire brush, go back and forth different directions and clean it up really good. 415'd it before I left last Sunday. This is Wednesday, so I'm going to take some 180 and scuff up all this 415 really good. Then the rest of it, and on top of the 415, the whole thing, I'll use some 120 or 320. Just some old 320. And 320 is probably what I'll use on all the door jambs, lips, and all that kind of stuff, and everything else will get wet sand with 400. So that's my plan tonight anyways, get this firewall cleaned up. I'll of course paint this flat black. I'll probably, it's hard telling, I might even, this is the sort of the condensation drain catch deal. I might pour 15 that, and I don't believe I had any kind of surface rust in there, so I might not even mess with it. Anyways, we'll get this all ready for paint, work on the body, get it all blocked out, you know, get this thing paint ready, because it's far from paint ready. We'll check back with you. Alrighty, well, got her all wet sanded. Floors pour 15 really good. I vacuumed it out, pour 15'd it. I did that mostly to seal the dust that's left in it. All I have to do is mask off my dash. I did paint that. Mask this off, mask stuff around the firewall and all. Mask off my Primo headliner. I left it up there, it's just too nice. So we'll mess with it when I do the interior. I'll do the interior later. I'll get new carpet, put everything back in it, clean it up, and that's going to be it. Trunk floor. Looks pretty sweet, huh? Wet sand down to 400. A few minor imperfections, not anything serious, but if you can look and see the finish on that primer just with 400. I do have some bare metal spots, not a big deal. We'll be using Matrix 2-part epoxy sealer, which is exactly what this is meant for. One good coat, maybe two, probably just one. Then we'll start putting our color on about an hour later, depending. Got my false door in, so I can run warm air from the house in through the garage. I got the garage door sealed from the outside with plastic, clear plastic tape. That's meant for that sort of thing. It's a weather strip tape. Everything's sealed up. Got a fan right here going this window. I've already tested it out. Got a fan right there for this window. And I'll put, I got 20" by 20 furnace filters just to catch some of the crap going outside, making a big annoyance, and we'll tape those up, seal those up, it'll be fine. You get some serious airflow. I'll tell you what, through here with those two little fans going, everything sealed up, you could make you some smoke and it just goes. So hopefully it'll work out. That's what we're going to go with. This is Thursday nights, about 9:30, 9:45. We'll be back here Saturday afternoon. Wipe this thing down, get it masked off, do a little cleanup around here, wet the floor down, and we're going to start spraying. It's time. So we'll end this video with the body painted white. Alright, well, like everything in life, it all takes longer than you thought. We're getting ready to start putting some coats on this thing. I wiped it down 2 different times between masking and all that stuff with some grease and wax remover. Now I'm going to run over it with a tack cloth. I know a lot of people don't like using them, and the idea of it seems fine, but it might leave some gooey stuff on the car. Well, as dusty and dirty as this environment is, I think I'm going to go ahead and give her a try, just to keep the dust, do it between coats if I have to too, and do some nibbing out. Got the Hillbilly paint booth up and running. Got her warmed up in here. We've got hot air from the house coming in through some furnace filters. Garage doors all sealed up. I think the temperature is going to be all right. All week it's been in the 70s. Today, of course, it's in the 30s. And go down to the 20s tonight. So, all right. Let me show you what I got here. 2K primer sealer matrix. Going to get a coat of that. Then hopefully just 1 coat. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't screw it all up with my nice gun there. And there's the color. You know, it looks, it'll brighten up once we get some coats on it, and it's just basically a bright white. That's all it is. All right, let me get something done and I'll show you back. body anyway. Learned a lot. I gotta give props to the guys who do this stuff a lot. That's a workout. More work for me probably because I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not a painter. Well, there it is though. It looks nice. I have couple sags, couple runs here and there. And when I get around to fixing that, I'll kind of show you guys. I'm gonna try some different things because I'm learning, obviously. But, you know, it's all white again. I'm kind of proud of that. So I'm glad you guys watched the video and hope you enjoyed it. I'm skipping over a lot of stuff. I realize that. I'm trying my best to get this project done in 2 months. Done as I'm going to get it, at least for now. I have a little baby on the way, little baby Lily Joe. And I'd rather spend a little time when she first comes around with her and my fiance Holly. You know, instead of here working on this car, feeling like I need to get it done. So I'm gonna concentrate on that, hopefully for about a month at least. As long as this car is done, and then I gotta start working on this house and get it sold and move on down the road with life, you know. So if I skip over some stuff, you know, sorry. Maybe if you want to ask me questions and I didn't show you something. I'm not an expert at nothing. I've said that before. It's because I'm kidding around, you know. But I can at least tell you what I did or what I would do. All right. So I appreciate you guys watching. Give me a thumbs up if you want. You know, there it is. It's shiny. Right on. See you guys on the next one.